American Dad has some major plot holes, from Roger's disguises to vanishing kids. This show's continuity is a nightmare. Ages shift, marriages disappear, dead characters return, and even Stan forgets his own past. So let's break it all down. Let's start with the kids, because their ages make zero sense. Steve is the poster child for bad continuity. In Virtual Insanity, he turns 15. Great, right? Finally a solid number. But then in Toy Hory and Buck Wild, he's suddenly back to being 14. Did he Benjamin Button overnight? Is Langley Falls stuck in a time loop, or did the writers just forget? Spoiler, it's the last one. Fans noticed right away, and it's one of those contradictions that never gets resolved. Then there's Hayley. Oh boy. In The Kidney Stays in the Picture, we learn that she was conceived in 1996. Cool fact. Until you realize that makes her about 15 in 2012. Except she's always been 18. And in that very episode, she's legally drinking at a bar. So either Hayley aged 3 years between breakfast and dinner, or the writers really thought no one would break out a calculator.
1, 2, 3! Ooh.
And it's not just the kids. Stan and Francine's relationship timeline is even messier. In Shallow Vows, they celebrate 20 years of marriage. Sweet, except for the tiny detail that Stan literally divorced Francine and when a Stan loves a woman and married another woman. Do we just not count that? Is it like when you reset your save file in a video game and pretend the first run never happened?
What's this?
I figured out how you can sleep with another woman without breaking your vows. I'm divorcing you.
Stan's birth year is also a joke. One episode says he was born in 1967, another says 1968, and in Bullocks to Stan, he's only 10 months older than Francine, who was born in 1971. The math doesn't add up unless Stan has been secretly time-traveling with Roger, which honestly wouldn't even be the weirdest thing to happen on this show.
I'll tell you what's inappropriate. I once dated a woman who was 10 months younger than me and not my boss. And today, that woman is my wife. I love you, honey.
So yeah, the timeline in American Dad is basically a choose-your-own-adventure book. One day, Steve's 14, the next he's 15, and Stan's birthday changes more than Roger's outfits. Continuity? Never heard of it. Now let's talk about the characters, because their backstories are just as broken. First up, Stan's kill count. In The 42-Year-Old Virgin, the entire plot is built around him admitting he's never killed anyone as a CIA agent. It's treated like a huge reveal. And Stan goes out of his way to finally get his first confirmed kill. The problem? We already saw him kill people. In Stan of Arabia, he drops a chandelier on Jay Leno. In It's Good to Be Queen, he shoots Principal Lewis's body double. He's disintegrated co-workers, blown up strangers, and left a trail of cartoon corpses behind him. But sure, let's all pretend those don't count.
You! And you! And
Stan,
you!
wake up!
Huh? Oh, sorry. Must have zoned out.
You just shot Jackson 8 times!
Then there's his high school past. Early episodes made Stan out to be a nerdy loser. Braces, acne, picked on by the jocks. It made sense. It explained why he's so insecure about masculinity. But in The Wrestler, he's suddenly revealed to have been a high school wrestling legend with a trophy case full of the wins. So which is it? Was he the bullied kid or the hometown hero? Unless Stan was living a double life like Roger, these two backstories cannot exist at the same time.
The Stan Smith Wrestling Museum, dedicated to the high school wrestling career of Stan Smith.
Francine is just as bad. In Surrogate, she gives birth to Greg and Terry's baby, which is a pretty unforgettable life event. Yet in Spring Breakup, she swears she's only had 2 kids. What happened to that third pregnancy? Did she just block it out? And in White Rice, we find out she and Stan once had a baby boy named Bailey who died because he wasn't vaccinated. It's tragic, but it's also never mentioned again. Apparently, losing a child is just another Tuesday in Langley Falls. Hayley isn't off the hook either. She's an outspoken atheist and vegetarian, except when she isn't. In Family Affair, she happily says a prayer at dinner and then scarfs down lobster like she's never heard of PETA. So much for those core beliefs.
Dear Lord, please bless these dice and my little wheelbarrow. And please, Lord, give me the strength to resist the temptation to buy the railroads. Amen.
In short, The characters' backstories are about as reliable as Roger promising he'll stop drinking. They change from week to week depending on what the writers think is funniest. For fans, it's either infuriating or hilarious. For the characters, well, they seem to forget just as easily as the writers. Okay, so the timeline is broken, the backstories are broken. Surely the smaller details hold up, right? Nope. American Dad can't even keep the little things consistent. Let's start with the Smith house. In the pilot, their address is 1024 Cherry Street. A few seasons later, suddenly it's 416 Cherry Street. And in another episode, Stan gets mail addressed to 43 Cherry Street. Are the Smiths moving around Langley Falls like nomads? Or does their house just teleport whenever it's convenient? Either way, the mailman must be absolutely losing his mind.
Just give you an example.
Then we've got the dead, but not really dead problem. Becky Arangina dies in The Vacation Goo in a way that's supposed to be permanent. Except she's alive again in the worst Stan, like nothing ever happened. Jim from the Golden Turd subplot also bites it on screen, only to show up later in Phantom of the Telethon, as if the writers just hit Control-Z on his death. It's basically the Langley Falls version of respawning.
Becky!
She's gone.
Roger's secrecy is another running disaster. In Naked to the Limit one more time, Jeff finally discovers that Roger is an alien. The whole episode plays it up like a huge deal. His mind is blown, his relationship with Hayley is tested, the works. But here's the thing. Jeff had already seen Roger without a disguise in earlier episodes like Widowmaker and I Am the Walrus. So why is he shocked? Did Jeff just block it out? Was he high? Or did the writers assume we'd all forgotten? Honestly, it could be all three.
Hey, did you just talk to my imaginary friend? And did you just pick up a remote?
Klaus, you idiot!
Well, what?
Jeff didn't know Roger was an alien. He thought he was imaginary.
Oh, no, really?
And then there are the dropped gags. Remember in Stanny Boy and Fantastic, when Francine reveals she carries a stick of butter in her purse at all times just in case her head ever gets stuck in a staircase railing again? That's oddly specific, but fine. Let's go with it. Later on, when her head does get stuck, does she pull out the butter? Nope. It's like the writers completely forgot about the joke. Or take National Treasure 4 Baby Franny, where Francine breaks down about how she's never accomplished anything. A fair moment. Until you remember she literally discovered a colossal squid in stand time. That's kind of a big deal. Most people would talk about that for the rest of their lives. Francine? Apparently it slipped her mind.
Ocean Digest? What the hell is this?
Oh, it came! I've been published. How modern geophysical currents have affected the migration patterns of the elusive and highly sought-after colossal squid by Francine Smith.
These kinds of errors pop up all over the show. Addresses change, characters resurrect, major accomplishments vanish, and even basic memory seems optional. At this point, continuity errors in American Dad aren't mistakes. They're a feature. It's like the writers are daring fans to notice, and honestly, it makes rewatching the show feel like playing a game of Spot the Plot Hole. So, what's the verdict? American Dad's continuity is a hot mess, but that's exactly what makes it work. The writers don't care about canon, timelines, or consistency. They care about one thing, whatever joke lands the hardest in the moment. If that means Steve turns 15 multiple times, or Francine forgets she had a whole other baby, then so be it. But here's the thing. Instead of ruining the show, these plot holes are part of its identity. They make American Dad unpredictable. You never know if Stan will be a nerd or a wrestling champ, if Roger's secret is about to be discovered again, or if someone who died 3 seasons ago is about to pop back in like nothing happened. Continuity isn't the glue holding the show together. Roger's disguises are. And just like Roger, the rules change every time.
Now, Phase 3, to enroll at Florida State University.
How did a baby and a dog get on a flight to Miami?
Guess they're not as interested in reality as we are.
Yep, we're keeping it real. Just a boy and an alien on a bus.
A boy and an alien in a wig and magical shorts on a bus. Super real!
For fans who love order, it's maddening. But for everyone else, it's part of the fun. Spotting these contradictions is almost like an Easter egg hunt. Wait, didn't Becky die? Hang on, didn't Francine already have 3 kids? It gives rewatching an extra layer of entertainment because the show itself isn't even playing by its own rules. At the end of the day, American Dad is less about telling a consistent story and more about embracing chaos. And honestly, that's why it's lasted this long. If you want airtight continuity, go watch Breaking Bad. If you want a talking goldfish, an alien in a wig, and a family who can't even remember how many children they've had, then American Dad is exactly where you want to be.